I like this lighting. Yeah. Oh, that no, it is different. That's what it is. It's usually like right here, isn't it? Uh,
Yeah, the lighting's a little bit different out in the recording studios.
uh,
Aaron, you can hear us, correct?
yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna go to let's see, Huddleston first.
Glad you like the new setup, Aaron. Uh, you always talk to us after games, win or lose, and you talk about how you really carry things, on your shoulders. How have you been able to balance being there for your teammates, but just the individual thing that you've been carrying as far as wanting the best out of yourself and your team going forward?
I mean, just understanding that whatever happens, win, lose, or draw, it's not the end of the world. You know, every day is opportunity to grow. Winning and losing in games doesn't determine who you are as a person. You know, it's where you grow in diversity. And I mean, obviously, we're going through a lot as a team, but every day is a grind. Nothing. My methods, my work ethic won't change. My the way I lead, the way I carry myself. I've learned from the best in Coach Izzo and people past me and before me. So it's something that the record looks a little different, but we know how to win. We know what to do to win, and our process and our story is going to be different than everybody else's.
And a quick follow up. I know you guys sometimes just do a whole social media blackout thing, but is there any way that you're keeping out? How are you keeping out everything, all the different noise that's out there? Because it seems like stuff can still creep in some kind of way, whether it's through social media or through someone talking or just walking around.
Yeah, I may run across something. I mean, every now and then. I'm not on it as much, like just from my generation as much as they are. I'm old school. I like to say, I've been told that before, but just growing up in this my generation, still in the society we live in. I may run through something, but it's cool. I mean, I don't really pay attention to that type of stuff on my timeline on my feed. It isn't much basketball. It's more current events. My friends from the past or whatever they're doing. But if I run across something, I ignore it or whatever you want to do with it. But no, it doesn't affect me. I know who I am 24 hours out the day. I know what my job is. I know what our job is, what the goal is, and that's how I just try to carry myself.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Go next to Kyle Austin.
Aaron, this program always seems to kind of start putting things together around this time of the year and play its best basketball down the stretch. Certainly happened the first 2 years that you've been here. What kind of needs to happen for that to happen? What does this group need to do to kind of go on that run like they have before?
Just continue to be hungry. Continue to know that a loss doesn't determine us. Losses don't define us. We just have to continue to grow. And obviously, with the last game, we took some baby steps, but those winning plays, those things that we have to do to finish games, close games, are our next step. And I feel like that's an area we can grow in. We got some home games coming up. Those would be big for us, not on the road, so we can maybe put some things together and let's have fun.
Go next to Chris Solari.
Aaron, you kind of mentioned the baby steps in Iowa. Um, Knowing where you were at maybe on Thursday and Sunday in those games, and then playing the way you guys did there and nearly getting the win, I guess. How do you mentally manage that in terms of uh, being maybe disappointed that you lost, but knowing that you played better? I mean, what have the last few days of processing that been like?
Just knowing we could compete with anybody. That's the main thing. That those ugly losses that we had were just ugly losses. They don't define us. They happen. Can't ignore them, but we can't have them. But we can play with anybody. We can compete, and we can win. We should have won. I feel like a lot of those games if we do the things that I know we can do. But with all that being said, none of that matters if we don't win. But like I said, I'm comfortable in our skin, my skin, and how this team is moving. Um, I'm just eager to get better every day.
What was the frustration level knowing that you did play better in that game and still didn't win?
Uh, it was it was high for me because I'm just so competitive. But just knowing that again, it's not the end of the world. We still have room we can grow. We still have games left. We still have things to do, ways to compete, and just knowing that we got better. I like to compare it to like a workout, to where like I know that if I come in the gym, and my shot's not falling early, I can work through myself through the workout. And as long as I know by the end of the workout I got better than what I came in, whether it's my mental standpoint or however I shot the ball, just to stay sharp, it's all about the growth, and that sometimes isn't determined by the win or the loss.
Go next to Matt Charbonneau.
Aaron, I asked Joey a little bit about this, but you look at your conference record and you realize you can't get it all back at once. It's kind of a one game at a time thing. When you're in that mode, do you allow the NCAA tournament possibilities creep in your head at all, or is it best to try and put that out of your mind and just worry about each game at this point?
I mean, of course, it's going to creep into your mind, but the best thing you can do is just focus on the now, the immediate future. We got Nebraska on Saturday, and that's something that, like you said, you can't get it all back at once. That's a great line, but that's something that we have to focus on. You can't get it all back at once, and we have to just take it one game at a time, and the rest will take care of itself.
Is that hard to do when you feel like you want to do something big and get right back in it, but know that it doesn't happen overnight?
I mean, yeah, you can get hungry like that. I mean, you can. It's good to feel like that, though. I mean, it shows that you care. I mean, it's definitely hard to not look at it like that, but you know, you look at it like that in a long span, and you forget what's coming up to you right now. And I think that's the most important thing is we look too far down the line. Now we have Nebraska Saturday, and we have practice today. Let's win the day. That way we can win for the next couple games.
We have time for a couple more questions with Aaron. We'll go first to Stephen Brooks and then wrap it up with Audrey Dahlgren.
Hey, Aaron. When we talked to Tom a lot, he mentions just the sort of like general stress that comes with playing this season and everything you guys have to go through in terms of testing and trying to stay away from people. You're not really on campus with a bunch of other folks. Just there's so many things obviously that are different about this year. Have you felt that, or have you noticed your teammates feeling that? I mean, could you just sort of describe what that whole part's been like of, waiting for a test and hoping it's not you, and all the other things that go into this, and then just sort of like I said, that overarching stress that Tom has talked about a couple times.
Those things may play a factor for other people, but for me, I mean, it's life. I mean, it's what we call normal now. I mean, everybody wants to go back to how COVID was before COVID became, and it's just you can still keep thinking about it like that. Like when are things gonna be normal? When will things come back to life? Like no, like this is what it is. You can't keep wishing for something that may never come. You got to live in the present and make the most of your opportunity right now. So as far as the testing goes, not seeing people, just how all that goes. I mean, yeah, it's different, but it is what it is. Like it's the facts. Like I have no other answer for that, honestly.
I got you. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
We'll wrap it up with Audrey Dahlgren.
Hey, Aaron, after you guys, the last couple of games have been difficult offensively other than the Iowa game. And so what's the biggest factor or contributor to that you guys were able to have such success when it comes to shooting in that game?
You could probably point to a lot of different things, but I just feel like guys were just into it. Guys had energy. Guys had confidence. Guys were just locked in and dialed in, and that's something that we had to have for the rest of the season if we're going to be successful. And it was good to see those shots go in for a number of players, but we want to win. No, that's just it. We just want to win.
And how much, I mean, a lot of shooting is sometimes can be mental at some point. And so, I mean, just how much does that just boost your confidence? It's a simple question, but going into this game against Nebraska.
Shooting is confidence, really. That's all it is, and just seeing those shots go in. I mean, it can help us mentally, and for the future and tournament and stuff. But that game, shots went in for others, but we just want to win. Like that's all we want to do.
Thank you.
Yep.
Aaron, thank you so much for taking your time. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.